What does it take to spearhead transformational change at an already successful company? Those who dare to champion for change can sometimes feel like they're pushing big rocks uphill. I'm Victor Barnes, Chief of Connected Planning at Anaplan. I've faced this kind of question myself during my 30-plus year career. First, as a CFO at an iconic American beverage brand, and now working as an agent for change. Applied Materials is a global leader in materials engineering solutions. They don't make the smart tech you use, they make the smart tech you use possible. Their materials engineering solutions are used to produce virtually every new chip and advanced digital display in the world. That's right, Applied Materials are involved in the production of everything from your cell phone to self-driving cars. Their expertise in modifying materials at the atomic level and producing them on an industrial scale enables their innovative customers to turn possibilities into reality. And just like every other company, Applied Materials has had to face supply chain shortages, pandemic protocols, and the never-ending pressure to do more with less. So how do you manage through all of that while still being a champion of digital transformation? That's what we'll discuss in this episode of Stand Out. Joining me now is Junaid Ahmed. He is the Corporate Vice President of Finance at Applied Materials. He established and leads the Agile Finance Initiative at the company, which is driving end-to-end transformation of the finance function. Junaid, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Victor. It's great to be here.
Your name often comes up, Junaid, when I talk to people about who the influencers are when it comes to leading digital transformation. Talk to me about how you found yourself being a champion for change at Applied Materials. I cannot imagine it's something that you could just start doing right out of the gate.
When I joined the company, we had just come off a 5-year growth spurt, almost doubling in size. And as the CFO and all of the finance leadership team, we looked ahead. We saw the company almost roughly going to be doubled again in size based on the market inflection we were seeing. And we knew that right then that we needed to do things differently. And that's what really triggered and led to the establishment of the Agile Finance Initiative. In terms of change and driving change, you're absolutely correct. One cannot just come out of the gate and expect to drive tangible and meaningful and sustainable change without having established the foundation that could lead to sustainable change. So I aligned with the CFO and all the finance leadership team on what we needed to do and why we were going to do it and how we needed to do it. Once you have the institutional support and you can you have an opening for mind share of the people you're going to be working with, you really need a strong beachhead. You need to show some tangible validation of the thesis that you're putting out. So we had our beachhead. Our first project was very successful, but it was big enough that it gave people the validation that if you leverage technology in the right ways, it can have meaningful impact for the organization.
Can you tell me a little bit about how culture may have played out in this transformation effort?
I don't think change happens without people giving a lot of thought to culture. Culture is what defines the way of working at any company. And so if you're going to change your way of working, you have to understand how people tick at the company, how they lead, which foot forward they lead with, and why. Our culture is about driving excellence and making things happen with being a leader in the industry. So we tapped into that leadership mindset. Hey, we need to do this for our customers, for our employees, for our suppliers. We need to do this for the industry. And this is our role. This is our moment. We need to do this. And so you have to justify that and make people believe.
Junaid, you have more than 25 years of global semiconductor industry experience. But what specifically has Anaplan enabled your finance team to do? Number one. And number two, do you see how the platform could be applied in other lanes of your business?
So there's three key distinct capabilities, core capabilities that Anaplan is providing us that we didn't have. Number one is about dynamic scenario modeling, very important in our business. Number two is integrated planning, and this speaks to the ability to connect drivers from one model to the other and also to very efficiently leverage core assumptions during the planning cycle into all models. And number three, automatic consolidation. Because our business is complex. It's maybe not as complex, Victor, as your old employer, but we are over $20 billion. We have two distinct businesses, semiconductor and display. We have over 30 business units, 10 functions across 19 countries. And, Anaplan allowed us to really standardize our planning.
Talk to me about some of the challenges Applied Materials has faced regarding supply shortages, pandemic protocols, and how has having the right tools in place helped to mitigate those challenges?
When COVID hit, everything got disrupted, right? Your official plans went pretty much out the door, so forget kind of taking last quarter's plan as your baseline. Mm-hmm. You really had to be able to assess things very, very real-time basis and determine for us in the finance organization what that meant in terms of financial implications. That is what we were asked to do, and having those capabilities to really allow us to very efficiently and in a high quality way put a new plan together based on all the new changes that had occurred was very valuable, invaluable to us.
I read a quote on your Twitter feed, Junaid, and it says, quote, "When you care more about getting things right than being right, you get better outcomes and you save time and money." So I also got to see that you don't tweet much. So why did that quote resonate so much for you?
It's all about optimization, but it's all about people as well. People want to contribute. People are passionate about what they do most times, and you have to harness that energy in the right way. We want to get people focused on outcomes, and that's why that quote really resonated with me. It really captured my philosophy in a really nice way.
This has been a fascinating conversation, and I've learned so much. Thank you so much, Junaid.
Thank you, Victor. Appreciate you having me. I really enjoyed the conversation.
If you want to learn more about enabling transformational change, visit our website. Follow us on all our social media platforms, and join me again as I talk to business leaders looking to stand out using connected planning.